vinyl community, welcome back to a brand new episode of RB's Vinyl Corner. It's been a while, I know. Sometimes lives get in the way, and in this case, actually work got in the way. During the week, I live in a hotel in another city because of my work, and that gives me literally no time to play vinyl records or even to talk about it and make videos and all that stuff. I'm gonna move in this city end of this month. Hopefully after that I will be able to come back a little bit more on a regular base again. Today I felt the urge to make a brand new video because I know that a lot of the followers in my group are probably waiting for my opinion and my take on the latest Elvis Presley release, which is called Where No One Stands Alone. And I bought it this week, and I don't have the vinyl album yet because, again, like I told you, I'm living in a hotel, and I'm gonna get back in getting vinyl records once I move in my new place. And then I will obviously also buy the vinyl version of this. Here in the hotel, the only way I can listen to music is through MP3 or through my Discman. And so when I got this album, when this came out, I really wanted to have this because I was really curious about what this would all be about. So I'm going to do a brief episode. I'm just going to discuss this album and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. All right, let's first take a look at the artwork, by the way. It's fantastic. I think this cover is really effective. It's a gorgeous picture of Elvis, and I like the simple font here, and this is just a classic RCA cover. I really love it. And then when we turn it to the flip side, a beautiful photo of Elvis and Lisa Marie, and I think it's a very effective picture, and there is a reason why they chose for this picture, because of course this album has a duet with Lisa Marie Presley. Now let's talk a little bit about that. I know a lot of people on the internet, a lot of fans are bashing about Lisa Marie Presley doing this because obviously, as we all know, we all follow the news, she is in the news quite often lately because of her financial problems and all her other personal problems. And first of all, we are not to judge. I mean, she lives her life like she lives, and she encounters problems the way she encounters problems, like we all encounter problems in life. But when you are a famous celebrity, the whole world can actually enjoy your problems as well. And but we are not the ones to judge about it. Now, when she announced that she was doing this Elvis Presley album and this duet on this song, a lot of people started to bash her about the fact that she was using her father's work to get money again, and that's the only reason why she did it, and all that blah blah blah. But look at it this way: Lisa Marie was Elvis Presley's pride. We all know that. You can hear that through all the interviews. You can see that through the pictures. Elvis was crazy about his little girl, and if he would be alive today, he would have helped her any way possible to get out of her problems. There's no doubt about it that he would do that. So if she would have financial problems or whatsoever, he would be the first one to stand up and help her. Do you agree on this or not? Because I think it's true, all right? So whether she or doesn't use this opportunity to get out some of her financial problems, why not? Because he would have done it anyway, and she does it through recording a duet. Okay, then if you like it or not, that's all up to you. You can buy this album and support this whole thing or not. It's all up to you. For me, I totally understand this, and if this is the case, then yes. And of course, there is also, there's no doubt about it, I put a lot of labor of love in this work. So when I heard the song on YouTube, I was really thinking, it's actually very beautiful. Now, Lisa Marie is not the best singer. She never has been a great singer. But you can obviously hear her voice matching her dad's voice very well on this song. And I think they really did a great job on this work. I like it. And I also like the way they treated Elvis' vocals, it's really refreshing to hear. The first time when I listened to this song on YouTube and then later also on this CD, I was really thinking it sounds like a complete new recording. So I compared it with the older recordings, and it's just very refreshing how his voice is in the mix. So they did throughout the whole album, by the way, they did a wonderful job on remixing and remastering Elvis Presley's voice, and they did it in such a way that it also really it really matches throughout all the songs. It doesn't really sound like all these recordings are from different eras in his life. That's one of the things that came to me when I listened to the album. This album, it has all the songs on this one. It has 14 songs. They are all retreated or redone, re-recorded with new backing vocals, with new instrumentals. And I gotta tell you that I really enjoyed it. I think I can even say that I enjoyed it a little bit more than what they did with the orchestra albums. There are some surprising songs on this one. Let's talk about, for example, the song "Stand By Me," which is the original is from "How Great Thou Art." The first thing when I put this, I mean, I really was curious about that one because actually that's one of my favorite songs from the "How Great Thou Art" album. I always loved the lyrics and the emotion Elvis put in this song on the original. So when I heard this for the first time, I was really thinking that because they kept it small. If you remember the original version of "How Great Thou Art," there are a lot of backing vocals and choirs. And this version, for whatever reason, they decided to keep out the choirs and just focused only on Elvis' voice, and they kept the arrangement very simple and very small. And that makes this song actually very good. I really love what they did on that one. This is one I'm gonna play a lot, I believe. "Stand By Me," beautiful song, and even now when they kept it small, it's even more emotional and even more intense than the original. So I think this is one of the songs that is going to be one of my favorites, re-recordings of the complete Elvis catalogs. So the other big surprise on this album is the song "Saved." We all know that 68 Comeback Special, it's going to celebrate its 50th anniversary this year, and we know the famous gospel sequence in the middle of the show, and "Saved" was just a part of a medley, and they recorded for the television special. And so what they did for this album, said they took out that part of that medley and made it a song on its own with great arrangement on the instrumentals here. And again, they remastered his voice in a tremendous way, so it really came out very well. So "Saved" actually is really one of the big surprises also on this album, and now we have something which comes as close as possible to a studio version of that song. So actually we have a new Elvis song here, which is not part of a medley but a song on its own, and I think they did a great job on that as well. Just let us go through the titles. I'm just going to show you the flip side of this. We have "I've Got Confidence," which comes from the "He Touched Me" album. Then "Where No One Stands Alone," "Saved," "Crying in the Chapel," "So High" from "How Great Thou Art," "Stand By Me" from "How Great Thou Art," "Bosom of Abram" from "He Touched Me," "How Great Thou Art," "I John," "You'll Never Walk Alone," "He Touched Me," "In the Garden," "He Is My Everything," and "Amazing Grace." One thing that I noticed, or which is strange, I think, because there are 3 gospel albums Elvis did in his life. We, of course, have "His Hand in Mine," "How Great Thou Art," and "He Touched Me." And it is beyond me why they didn't re-record any of the "His Hand in Mine" songs. There's a complete lack of "His Hand in Mine" songs on this album. They're only focusing on the "How Great Thou Art" and the "He Touched Me" album, and a couple of standalone gospel songs. And that, if you think about it, the "His Hand in Mine" album has some fantastic songs. Or maybe there is a future project in the making, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. The only song they added here, which is recorded during the same era as His Hand in Mine, is of course Crying in the Chapel. And they did a great job on that as well. But that's just something that really is beyond me. The track list is actually great, except for the fact that they didn't use His Hand in Mine songs. Songs they just, you know, could have left out, because we recently already had re-recordings of the songs like How Great Thou Art and Amazing Grace on the symphonic album. So if I would have to compile the set list for this album, I would have left those songs out, because we already have reworks of them and put some others in it. But other than that, I think the track list is really interesting. It's also very interesting that we have an album here for a change that has not all the well-known songs, because every compilation album you get from Elvis has the same songs, and this is actually a very surprising CD with some songs that you actually never find on compilation albums at all, which makes this a very refreshing album, which really sounds as a new Elvis album from beginning to end. I love it, and I think they did a great job on this one. Now let's take a look at the artwork here. We have a CD with the original orange label, and I know that the final version also has the classic orange RCA label, which is pretty cool, I think, because lately they use colored labels, blue labels on the recent releases. I think the symphonic albums had the blue label. So it's really cool that they came back to using orange labels again. Here we have Elvis with a picture from the '68 comic special, from the gospel medley section of that show. Pretty cool. And then we have a booklet with again a nice cover picture, and we have some liner notes on the inside, and another great picture from the gospel section of the '68 comeback special. By the way, guys, they're gonna play the '68 comeback special in the cinema on August 16th, and this is going to be, because I'm also going to go there, of course, and this is going to be the first time ever I'm going to see Elvis Presley on the big screen, and I'm really, really excited about it. Even though I have seen the '68 comeback special like a million times, I'm really excited about seeing it on the big screen. So some pictures from Graceland and continuation of some liner notes. Another picture of the gospel section from the '68 comeback special, and a black and white photograph from the same '68 comeback special, track listing, and there you go. So basically that's all I have to say about this album. Again, I'm intending to buy the vinyl version as well once I settle in my new home, but in the meantime this will do the job. I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. If you don't like it, let me know also, because I'm also interested. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion, of course, but in the meantime I did enjoy it, and I can highly recommend it to all the other Elvis Presley fans to at least check it out and listen to it with an open mind. All right, so thank you for watching this brand new episode on RB's Vinyl Corner, and hopefully I will see you back in a couple of weeks on a brand new episode. Until then, TCB, and see you later.